Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Prachi, please go ahead.
Yeah. Before starting the seminar, all the participants are requested to keep their mics and cameras off. No one is allowed to present their screens during the session. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to our today's webinar session. We have Mr. Ajinkya Chopade far away in Paris. Ajinkya sir is the co-founder of Target Campus, Maharashtra's leading institute for career development. He is an educator, author, and a successful entrepreneur. Being a third generation educator, he inspires and encourages individuals to realize their true potential. He has pursued his business studies from MDI Gurgaon, one of India's top B school, and ESCP Europe, world's oldest and largest and leading one. He has worked on placement projects with dozens of undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate colleges. Without taking your further time, I'd request Ajinkya sir to please proceed the session. Ajinkya sir.
Yes, can we do a quick check? Am I properly audible to you, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Perfect. Uh, Very good afternoon to everyone who has joined us all today. I am extremely excited to have this session with you all. And yeah, we are going to have some fun going forward for the next 1 hour. We are going to learn a lot of new things. Hopefully, I post this session, you would be able to, utilize your LinkedIn and leverage it to the maximum to for both networking as well as job opportunities. So that is what we are going to do today. Today's topic in our topic for our hand is leveraging LinkedIn and how can we use LinkedIn to grow a better network and so on and so forth. So on that note, what I am going to do is quickly, I'll share my screen. I'll start with my presentation. Just before we do that, I'm going to ask you to, keep on using the chat section to the maximum so that you can interact with me. If you have any questions at any point of time, you can use the chat section, type them across. You have any chat section, you have any questions related to LinkedIn. Some of you want to ask how exactly do you should you be using LinkedIn, or any specific question related to LinkedIn, you can go ahead and type it in the chat section. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and take your questions. I would also like to thank the PVG Institute for arranging this webinar and giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. I would specifically like to thank Principal Sir Dr. A.R. Rasne and the coordinator of this event, R.K. Patil Sir. So thank you, sir. Let us go and dig deep into the topic which we have in our hand today. So, Prachi, I think you're going to need to confirm if you're able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. I can see the screen.
Perfect. So let's start, guys. I think I've already been introduced. Thank you, Prachi, for the warm introduction. And I am going to start today's session by talking a little bit about something which almost everyone around is talking right now. You're going to read a lot of articles about this, and it seems to be the trending thing to talk about. I'm not going to be a pundit and I'm not going to tell you a lot of numbers, but I just want to give you a little bit of idea of what exactly is it that we are staring at. So what has COVID-19 really meant for jobs and all the disruptions which have taken place due to the coronavirus, due to the lockdown? What does it mean going forward? How is it going to affect all of us, specifically us as engineering students? And how should we be going ahead and dealing with all of the changes which are going to come? Even though Donald Trump might go out and say that, there's nothing to worry and he has gotten everything in control. He said that a lot of times in US. This is some data from US which says that US, this is probably a month or month and a half old data, which at that time said that US had officially lost more jobs in the past 6 weeks than it had gained in the past 15 years. Now, that is something which is definitely a little worrisome, right? Of course, a lot of these jobs will probably come back. A lot of these jobs will come back when the lockdown ends. A lot of these jobs will probably transit and change into different types of job. Some new opportunities will come up, but the fact remains that we are at a time wherein there is a huge disruption which is going on. And I take US example over here because US is the best, one of the best countries in the world to track unemployment. So I just thought, let me start with US, but it's not just something which is related to and segregated to US itself. India's GDP, there's an expected 9.5% dip in this year. A rough estimate, to give you a rough estimate, 1% dip generally results in a crore jobs getting lost. So 9.5% dip is quite a significant dip. And in fact, if we just talk of April, there were close to 12 crore jobs which were lost due to the COVID-19 lockdown. Now, why do I bring up these? News articles, and why do I start by telling about this? Because I want to tell you that as engineering students, first of all, I think it's important for us to understand where we are and what are we heading into. It's not that going forward everything is going to be honky dory, everything is going to be business as usual. It's not going to be something of that sort. We are seeing a lot of changes take place, and we are going to need to adopt to them. What does it mean for engineering students? शायद placements पहले जिस तरीके से होते थे उतने ही अच्छे तरीके से नहीं होंगे. शायद कई सारे skills जो आपने अब तक सीखे हैं वो शायद skills बहुत ज्यादा relevant नहीं रहेंगे आने वाले कुछ सालों में. What does it mean? Probably if with the same skill set you could have gotten a job which paid you X amount of money. Today, probably you're not going to get X amount of money for that same skill and for that same job. You're probably going to get a little less amount of money if you're choosing to go and pursue some kind of jobs. But what it also means is that it is time to upskill yourself. ये जो पूरा lockdown का time है, the whole lockdown period and whole extra time which we have got at our disposal. This is a time wherein we all should be investing, wherein we all should start investing on ourselves, and we should start to upskill ourselves by getting and learning some new skills which are important for future, which are going to make us future ready, and so on and so forth. So this is really a time wherein you need to pull up your socks and get going. This is not a time wherein you spend a lot of time playing PUBG या Ludo खेलते रह गए, या आपने कोई मूवी सीरीज देखते रह गए, या कोई Instagram या Facebook के ऊपर ही पूरा टाइम स्क्रॉल करते रह रहे हो, TikTok में टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हो. This is not really a time to keep on doing that. This is really a time wherein you sit down and say that, okay, the next few years are not going to be extremely easy. And if I really want to have a good career path in front of me, if I really want to have a good career trajectory in front of me, I need to sit down and start working on myself. If you are perfectly skilled, if you are rightly skilled, then there will be opportunities which will come your way. And when they do come, you should be in a position to grab them straight away. And if they do not come, you might even be in a position to create some opportunities for you, right? So it is really a time wherein you start working on yourself. You don't say that, okay, I'm not I'm done and dusted. You sit down, you make a list of the skills which you want to build across. You attend webinars, you attend a lot of online courses, you teach yourself, educate yourself, and then get skilled at whatever you want to do ahead, and whatever is the career path, whatever is the career trajectory that you want to go ahead and take. So that was the first point which I wanted to make over here. Even before I get into LinkedIn and I start talking about LinkedIn. So let's invest this time for a lot of time. By the way, I have been to your institute. I've taught probably your seniors, super seniors, and that just gives me a little bit of comfort seeing that, okay, I've already been there. I've interacted with not probably directly with a lot of you guys, but definitely with your institute in the past. And I know what are a lot of challenges which students face. A lot of times I go to students and I specifically talk about soft skills, right? So when I go and talk to them, when I ask them what are the major challenges, a lot of times it comes out that some basic soft skills are the ones which a lot of students lack. So something like communication, good presentation skills, good English skills, good networking skills. Now, a lot of times we do not give a dedicated time, dedicated allotted time to go ahead and build those skills. But I feel that in today's world, soft skills are as important, as if not more important, than the hard skills which you are going to learn in engineering degrees. So it is very important that we all understand this, and we have all gotten this time, lockdown wala time. इसके पहले we could have said that कि सर हमारे स्कूल में हमें एक्सपोजर नहीं मिला था सही से, सर हमारे जब हम छोटे थे तो हमें किसी ने पुश नहीं किया कि स्टेज पे जाके बात करो, हमें किसी ने इंग्लिश नहीं पढ़ाया था till the time we were in so and so standard, and that is the reason why our English is weak. That is a fair enough explanation, but do you want to live with that explanation when you're 40 years old and 50 years old as well? And believe me, if you don't act on it, that is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to turn old, you're going to turn 40 and 50, and you are still going to say that, okay, my English is not good because I didn't have a good school. Okay, my communication is not good because I wasn't pushed onto the stage when I was early on into my childhood. So we definitely don't want that thing to happen. So this is the time wherein you invest in ourselves and invest in yourself and start growing your skill sets. Now, when it comes to networking wala part and building a personal brand, which I feel is something which is very important in today's era, LinkedIn is a very, very powerful tool, and that is the reason why we have that topic. We have that topic coming up today. Just before I get on to the LinkedIn wala part, can I quickly get in comments? Can I quickly hear from you guys? How many of you are using LinkedIn right now? Do you have a LinkedIn profile? Yes, I do, something like that. Can you comment across in the chat section quickly? Let me get a fair bit of idea of how many of you have a LinkedIn profile. Those who don't, maybe can comment no or something of that sort. Okay, fantastic. So some of you do. A lot of times I see that students do have a LinkedIn profile, not really sure of how to use it. That is one of the most common questions I get asked, which is something which I'm going to talk about today as well. I'm going to teach you how why is LinkedIn profile important, and how do you go ahead and make the most of it. For those of you who have it, very, very good. For those of you who do not have a LinkedIn profile as of now, I'm just going to say, why don't you have a LinkedIn profile as yet? It is really important that it's, by the way, it's 2020. A lot of people are using LinkedIn now, and it is really important that as professionals we start building our professional profiles as well. We have a good social media presence. I mean, I think almost all of us have a good social media presence. What we do not have is a dedicated action plan towards building a good personal brand on this social media, as well as utilizing that professional brand, utilizing that personal brand to get yourself job opportunities, to get yourself networking opportunities, and so on and so forth. Chalo, then I'm actually going to start by talking about LinkedIn. What is LinkedIn? And the way the session is going to progress, by the way, is I'm not just going to give you a presentation. I'm going to ask you guys to send across your LinkedIn IDs in a little bit from now. And based on those LinkedIn IDs, I'll just open up those LinkedIn IDs over here. I'll open up my LinkedIn over here. I'll be showing you live on how you should be using the platform. What are the important parameters when you use the platform? How can the platform help individually all of you guys, and so on and so forth. So that is what we are going to do. So that is one of the reasons why I do not call this just a webinar. I call this a workshop, because we are actually going to work on a lot of LinkedIn profiles, which you guys might want to present to me going ahead. And then I'm going to show you hands-on how to search for jobs, how to search for people you want to connect with, how to network with people, and so on and so forth. So what exactly is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is world's largest professional network. So just like Facebook and Instagram is something to share your personal stories, something to share your friends, something to share with your friends and your photos, and so on and so forth. LinkedIn is majorly about LinkedIn is a platform wherein you showcase your achievements, your certifications, your skills, and you connect with people wherein you want to grow your career into, and in that manner. Now, we as Indians didn't use LinkedIn for a very long period of time. LinkedIn was a platform which was majorly used by US and Europe. But in the last couple of years, in the last 5 odd years, we have seen India emerge as the second largest users of LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, to give you an idea, think of LinkedIn as something ki, Facebook है, but Facebook में you connect with your friends. LinkedIn में you connect with CEOs and CTOs, and you connect with probably अगर आपको Microsoft company में काम करना है, तो people who are working in Microsoft right now, you start networking with them, you learn from them, and so on and so forth. So here is the kind of a representation of what might LinkedIn be. All the other platforms to showcase your side, when you show I'm living a larger than life everything. I'm having a very good time. I'm having some fun. But LinkedIn is somewhere wherein you get serious and you start pushing across and selling across your candidature. थिंक ऑफ इट इन अ वे कि जिस तरीके से आप कोई जॉब इंटरव्यू के लिए जा रहे हो, तो आप आपका एक रेज्यूमे या फिर कुछ बना के लेके जाओगे जिसमें आपके कैंडिडेचर के बारे में सब कुछ लिखा होगा. तो इट इज काइंड ऑफ सिमिलर. लिंक्डइन is a profile of your candidature, and something which recruiters can take a look into, and something which you can utilize to gain a lot of personal brand build up. What is the importance of LinkedIn? Pehle to here is a website from here's a Microsoft website, and if you see, this is basically the page wherein this is the careers wala page, wherein if you want to apply for jobs, you go up over here. Now, if you are able to see something interesting over here, Microsoft allows you to sign in with Microsoft, one option, and the other option which it gives is to sign in with LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn के साथ sign up करने से क्या होता है? They basically are able to extract all the data about your candidature straight away. They do not have option to sign in with Google. They do not have option to sign in with any other option, any other platform, but they allow you to sign in with LinkedIn. So more and more companies have started using LinkedIn as a platform to get you to apply to the firms. पहले applications देने के लिए you probably needed to send across your resume. Nowadays, it's not just resumes. It's much more than that. Now, LinkedIn as a platform is majorly used for 4 different categories. Now, this is majorly from the businesses wala part. So, LinkedIn is used for recruiting, wherein businesses go out and recruit people. LinkedIn is used for reputation management for firms. LinkedIn is used for networking and for analyzing competitors. Now, although this is something which companies utilize, I feel that a lot of these things also make sense and are extremely relevant when we talk in terms of iska importance for students. For example, agar companies recruit kar rahi hai, so we can actually go out and get that job. Reputation management, it's not just something which is individualized to companies. हम लोगों के लिए भी personal brand बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Specifically in today's date, personal branding is very, very, very important. So if you have a strong personal brand, there's a high opportunity that you get a lot of opportunities which otherwise you wouldn't have gotten. Networking, मुझे आगे जाके Google में काम करना है, तो I get to talk to people in Google right now. I can go out and ask them, sir, I'm so and so engineering student. I have built something amazing, and this is something which I wanted to showcase you. Maybe you want to ask them, okay, sir, this is the career path I want to take, and you have a similar career. Can you give me some tips and tricks on how can I build my network, and how can I build my skills, and can you recommend me for some jobs or something like that? And then analyzing competitors किस तरीके से students के लिए important है, इसको इस तरीके से सोचो कि maybe you can get to interact, you can get to connect, you can get to talk with a lot of students who are right now in some of India's best B schools, some of India's best engineering colleges. Now, if you have always thought that you want a job which pays 15 lakh rupees a month, 15 lakh rupees a year or 20 lakh rupees a year, तो यार ऐसे थोड़ी है कि it's out of your scope. The only reason why someone else is getting it and you're not getting it is because that someone else has built some skills for himself, that someone else has been more disciplined, that someone else has been a little bit more hardworking, and he has been able to build those right skills which pay him that much amount of money. If we had those right skills, we would also have been paid a 15 lakh rupees ka package or 20 lakh rupees ka package. So what can we do? We can analyze all the people, all the other students who are in the pool, who are in the same pool as the ones which you are, and then you can start building your skills accordingly, because these skills are really, really going to help you to build your candidature in a very good manner. And having said that, for a very long period of time, when we were applying for job, we used to go ahead and sit in front of an HR or in front of a company, and we used to say, okay, this is my resume. Take this resume, and probably I would like to hear back from you. Nowadays, a lot of companies, a lot of portals have started doing something which is interesting. They do not ask you for your resumes nowadays. They ask you for your LinkedIn profile IDs. So if you're on a job portal and you're applying for a company, they'll not ask you to upload your resume. They'll ask you to punch in your LinkedIn ID. And this is something which has started now. It will become much more and more important in the years ahead. And that is one of the reasons why you need to have a very good a basic a LinkedIn profile builder for all of yourselves. It's not something which you can do away with in today's era. So this is something how you applied in the past. Today we use LinkedIn. And not just that, guys, मुझे एक बात बताओ, aren't we all used to doing social media checks? मुझे एक बात बताओ कि अगर आपको किसी बंदा या बंदी के बारे में पता करना है, if you want to know about him or her in some manner, what is the most common thing you're going to do? कि आपको नाम पता चला and you want to find out kind of a background, kind of who she is or who he is as a person. What are you going to do? You're going to go on Facebook, you're going to go on Instagram, you're going to stalk them on all the social media channels, and you're going to kind of try and build some kind of understanding of who this person is, right? Now, we all think that we are the only ones who do this. Everyone does this. One. Second, this is something which is also done by recruiters. And if you see the people who are going out and recruiting, this is majorly for the MNCs and the medium to large companies. 94% of your recruiters are probably going to go through your LinkedIn profile before they make that hiring decision. If I want to onboard someone on my team, let us say I'm onboarding someone on my specific team. What am I going to do? I'm probably going to go on to one of your social media feeds. I'm going to at least try and get an understanding, right? What is the background that the candidate brings upon? What does he share on his social media feed, and so on and so forth. And by far, LinkedIn is the most important tool which a lot of recruiters use today. So it again becomes important that we utilize this tool. For a very long period of time, resume would have worked. But if you ask me today, a poor CV and a poor LinkedIn profile is something which is a definite no-no for a job. A good CV and a poor LinkedIn profile, you might get away. You might just get lucky and you might get away. I'm talking about good jobs, the good, decent paying jobs. But for the really good jobs, you are going to need to have a good CV and a good LinkedIn profile. If you do not have both of these things, it is going to be extremely, extremely difficult for you to go ahead and crack this job out. So that is something which I wanted to make sure we all on the same page before I go ahead and teach you LinkedIn. That is the importance of LinkedIn. Now, having said that, LinkedIn के साथ ये बहुत commonly होता है, and a lot of you guys would be able to agree with me, the ones who are using LinkedIn right now, is that you go ahead and start using LinkedIn. And a lot of times I see students who make their LinkedIn profiles who start by using LinkedIn, and then they start. So basically, think of it in a way that you're painting a picture of horse, and you start by painting a beautiful picture of horse, something like this. But then very suddenly, or in a very quick, in a very less amount of time, you realize that okay, मेरे लिए LinkedIn के ऊपर कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा है नहीं है ना. You start losing interest. And just for the sake of completing your profile, you complete your profile and just leave it like that. And this is how your LinkedIn profile looks afterwards. Not in the literal sense, but for a majority of the part, फिर बहुत सारी LinkedIn profiles जो मैं देखता हूँ, they are probably just halfway built through. या फिर you build your LinkedIn profiles, but you're not able to utilize them in the right manner, and so on and so forth. And utilizing LinkedIn and using, going and using this platform, it's not really difficult. There are a few factors which you need to understand in your profile, which you need to do properly for you to appear good on this platform. One, and second, you need to learn a few tricks and tips to go ahead and start networking and build networks so that you have some kind of interest on this platform. और ऐसे नहीं कि कल जाके फिर से LinkedIn का मैंने प्रोफाइल बनाया और फिर से मैं Instagram को ही glued up हूँ क्योंकि Instagram seems more fun. So that is something which I'm going to teach you guys today. So something like this happens कि आपने skills list down करके रखे हैं, but आपने आपका profile photo नहीं list down करके रखा है. Something similar I see in a lot of different LinkedIn profiles, and I think I'm going to we are going to go through a few LinkedIn profiles which you guys are going to send me in just a little while from now as well. And when I said कि कुछ basic चीजें हैं जैसे कि adding a profile picture increases your chances of getting seen on LinkedIn by as much as 14 times. Adding skills increases your chances of getting recognized by as much as 13 times. So a lot of these things are important. I'm going to walk you through what are the important factors and what are the important things which you should be keeping in mind. And I am going to walk you through and tell you कि किस तरीके से ये सारी चीजों को आपने एडिट करना चाहिए एंड यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए. Okay, so let us go and fix your LinkedIn profiles. What I'm going to ask you guys, to do right now is for a moment, if some of you can, come out and give across your LinkedIn profile IDs, I could quickly open them up over here, and then what I'll do is I'll tell you on spot कि क्या चीजें हैं जो आपने बेहतर करनी चाहिए, क्या चीजें हैं जो आपने improve करनी चाहिए आपके LinkedIn profile ID में. Now, believe me, when I do this when I sell LinkedIn profile review on my website, ajinkyachoprey.com, I charge thousands of rupees for a small time of me for going out and reviewing your LinkedIn profiles. So that is something which I do. If you can quickly send across some of your LinkedIn profile IDs, I'm going to wait for 5-10 minutes. Not 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes. If I can get some LinkedIn profile IDs, I'm going to open them up right over here, and I can probably review them for you right now. So a lot of you guys who said you have been using LinkedIn, this is your chance to send across your ID, and then I can review the ID for you. If not, then I'm going to go across on my profile. I'm going to showcase you what is it that what are the basic things which I want you to keep in mind, and you can then go back and work onto your profiles. Okay, so that's what we are going to do right now. Let me wait for about a minute, and then I'll probably shift through the screens. Are you guys able to see me properly? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, so do we have any volunteers today? अरे डोंट वरी, आपकी LinkedIn प्रोफाइल के ऊपर यहाँ पे जजमेंट्स नहीं पास होने वाले. So it's mostly going to be some points for you to improve if you wish. Otherwise, I'm going back to the sharing of screen again, and then I can talk a little bit about the platform. Okay, I think I'm going back to my profile. If you have any IDs to send across, do send them across in the chat section. I'll keep a tab on the chat section every now and then, so that if there are some IDs which I've come across, I'll be utilizing, I'll be taking them up, I'll be opening them up, quickly review them for you guys. Now, to start with, I'm how do you make an account on LinkedIn, because that's a very basic, straightforward procedure. आपको आपका email ID के साथ login करना है, and then you get this profile created on LinkedIn. And the reason why LinkedIn has become a platform which more and more people have started utilizing is because there's an option on LinkedIn which I don't know if a lot of you guys know, which is to save a profile as a PDF. And what happens when you save a profile as a PDF is basically एक आपका auto-generated CV या auto-generated resume की तरह से एक file बन के आ जाती है, which has your contact details listed, which has your top skills, languages, certifications, honors, and awards listed, and so on and so forth. So basically, anyone who is going through your LinkedIn profile can get a quick idea of your candidature, and then you can get opportunities come your way. Now, a lot of times when students form their LinkedIn IDs, they miss out on some key things which I'm going to walk you through right now. Things like having a good background image, things like having a good profile photo. a lot of times I see students have put up profile photos which are not close up profile photos, which are really profile photos of you standing out on a beach or something wherein you're posing with something is तरीके से वाले, and that is not really something which should be going out on LinkedIn as a platform. LinkedIn, I believe, is much like your CV and much like your resume. तो इसको इस तरीके से सोचो कि अगर आप आपके रेज्यूमे के ऊपर कोई एक प्रोफाइल फोटो अपलोड कर रहे हो, तो यू वुड प्रोबेबली अपलोड अ गुड क्लोज अप फोटो ऑफ योर फेस, एंड similarly a photo on LinkedIn should be put up when you build your profile. So LinkedIn को एक तरीके से सोचो कि it's a digital resume which you guys can have. It's a platform wherein you can list all of your skills, and it can be updated in real time. Resume के साथ problem क्या है? Resume cannot be updated in real time. Resume, for example, let us say that I come to your college and I go to your principal sir and say that, okay sir, this is my resume. Can you please consider me for X, Y, and Z job? And principal sir keeps that resume with him, but he does not have a job opening straight away. Maybe he has a job opening which is 3 or 4 or 5 months from now. And when he has that job opening, he goes through my resume. Now let us say that he needs one specific skill which is required for the job. For example, for very generic, let us say that he requires you to have good English skills. And in the resume that I submitted, I do not have good English skills. Probably my candidature is going to be affected by that. Now there's a high chance that in these 6 months I really built on that skill, and there's a high chance that in these 6 months, from the time I applied to the job and till the time the job actually came across, I actually went out and built a lot of different skills which are right now extremely relevant to the jobs, which can get me the job. But now, just because of the fact that my resume, which was submitted earlier, does not have all of these things, my candidature gets hampered. On the other hand, if I go across and take a look on LinkedIn profiles as a recruiting tool, then I can really get to see, okay, what exactly is this guy sharing? How does he interact with people? What exactly has he done in past? And given the fact that LinkedIn profile can have all of the details about all the work which you have put up. You can put up photos and links to all of your work and so on and so forth. Now we are living in a more and more digital world. So it just doesn't make sense that we keep on using the old single page wala resume. There needs to be a digital resume which can be in a form of a website for a lot of people who really want to get into personal branding. But for others, a lot of times it is in forms of social media profiles. And social media profiles, I think professional profiles like LinkedIn is something which is right at the top. So think of LinkedIn एक तरीके से कि आप आपका रेज्यूमे बना रहे हो, और जितना आप हार्ड वर्क या जितना आप आपका टाइम एफर्ट्स आपका रेज्यूमे बनाने में पुट अप करते हो. Now again, that is something which I'm going to talk about tomorrow. कि what are the important points which you should be putting up in resume? Why I think those points are important, and so on and so forth. How to build a good resume. But LinkedIn is a digital resume, and even it requires you to put in some amount of effort, and even it requires you to have some amount of constant updation done to it. So profile photo and the background image is the first one for you to one for you to quickly go ahead and change. The next ones are majorly the taglines which are going to be there, and then how you list down your work experience, education skills, and so on and so forth. So I'll quickly walk you through them. आपकी जो LinkedIn के ऊपर tagline होती है, इसको इस तरीके से सोचो that whenever people are going through their feed, for example, I can see someone Chandak Biswas over here. Now, he says strategic advisory and research for Everest Group, MD Agurgawa, Pidilite Industries, and so on and so forth. So think of it in a way that it's a single line definition, single line description of your candidature. Ankit Kumar Singh, he's a PGDM student, and he's a CI alumni, and so on and so forth. Akshay Dutt, he's a founder at Unnati and podcaster, and then so on and so forth. So these taglines really need to be made specific to you guys. A lot of times I see students की जो taglines होती है वो एक auto generated tagline होती है, student at SPPU या फिर student at so and so college, and that's it, done and dusted. I think your tagline should include something about you. It should include something about your skills. It can be something like computer engineer, Python coder, Java coder, programmers, and anything which you feel rightly represents you, and something which when people see, they are going to want to probably connect with you and go ahead and start networking with you. So that is something about your tagline. But LinkedIn also allows you to showcase a lot of things like your about section, where you write a little bit about yourself. Generally try to have the first three lines which will be kind of a summary of your entire candidature, and then write in detail about all the other things which you have done as a part of your curriculum or extracurriculars. Write down about your experiences. For a lot of you guys who are currently not working, who are freshers, you might want to write about your internships, perhaps something related to your internships, and so on and so forth. So write down about your internship, write down about your life projects which you have done with companies in the experience wala section. Write down about your education in the education wala tab. List down your education. Now all of these things are extremely important to be listed down. It's similar to building a resume, as I told you earlier. I'll be coming across in some time and telling you how to search for jobs, how to look for and network with the right people. But the first part really starts with building a good LinkedIn profile. Unless you have a good LinkedIn profile, people are not going to want to connect with you. So it is very important that you build a good LinkedIn profile at the start, and then once you have built a good LinkedIn profile, then you start using this platform to the right potential to which it can be used. So when you list down your education, for example, pursuing engineering from so and so college, probably try to have bullet points, and then put across all the achievements which you have done as a part of that education. If you write down about some of your work experience, then again list down in terms of bullet points about everything which you have done as a part of that experience, and so on and so forth. After that, you can really you can also add up licenses and certifications over here. So anything which you have done from Coursera, Udemy, any other course which you have completed, maybe even something like attending of this webinar and generated a certificate for that. Keep on adding those certifications, keep on adding those adding all of the professional related achievements which you have kept on making in this sector, in this section. Because when I go onto your profile, then I would be able to see that, okay, this candidate, he really has added up a lot of points, and he really keeps on doing a lot of different things as a part of, he really keeps on learning a lot of different things, and so on and so forth. LinkedIn also allows you to add skills, and skills are something which are very important for you guys to add. Now, add the skills which you would want to be searched for. A lot of times recruiters go out and search for, let us say, I search for programmer, and then your LinkedIn profile is going to pop up if you have listed skills and endorsements, programming as one of your skills. And that is one of the reasons why adding up skills and endorsements is very, very important. A lot of times I see LinkedIn profiles जहाँ पे skills add नहीं किए होते, या फिर एक कोई तो skill random सा कोई तो skill add करके छोड़ दिया हुआ होता है. So जिस तरीके से आप आपके resume के ऊपर भी strengths और weaknesses लिखते हो, वैसे weaknesses is a part which I'll probably talk about tomorrow, कि weaknesses लिखने चाहिए नहीं लिखने चाहिए. बट स्किल्स, सो थिंक ऑफ इट कि जिस तरीके से आप आपके स्ट्रेंथ्स लिखते हो, एंड स्ट्रेंथ्स में आप आपके जो कोई आपके अच्छे स्किल्स है उनको लिस्ट डाउन करते हो, तो उसी तरीके से यहाँ पर भी आप आपके स्किल्स लिस्ट डाउन कर सकते हो. That is one important part to keep in mind when you're building your LinkedIn profile. And then LinkedIn also allows you to have recommendations. Because recommendations are things like when you're going out for some kind of जॉब, तो आप कई बार रिकमेंडेशन लेटर्स लेते हो आपके प्रीवियस एम्प्लॉयर से, आपके प्रोफेसर से, एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. सो दीज आर काइंड ऑफ टेस्टिमोनियल्स व्हिच पीपल कैन गिव अक्रॉस, and they can talk about you. And believe me, testimonials are something which is very important. If I do not know you, and if I want to have some kind of trust that, okay, this guy is really someone who's doing well, what is a good way to think about it? A good way to check that is, what do other people talk about it? And if other people are talking about him and telling across that, okay, so and so person is really good in his work, and they have told across his top skills, then there's just a little bit more authority or authenticity about everything which you have mentioned on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile right now. So those are the basic things which you should be keeping in mind when you're going ahead and building your LinkedIn profile. ये कुछ चीजें हैं, और ये चीजों को अगर आपने ध्यान में रखा, तो आपकी LinkedIn profile जो है, it will basically have all the points ticked across, and your profile will have a good standing. At the same time, your profile will be visible, it will be searchable, and a lot of recruiters or a lot of people are going to be able to come and then take a look on your profile. Because when people are going to search for some skill over here in this search section, if you want your profile to pop up, or for example, even if people are going to search for Ajinkya Chopade, and if I want my profile to pop up over there as one of the first few profiles, then my profile needs to be completely filled up, and I need to be active on LinkedIn. That's how the algorithm works. If you just make a LinkedIn profile and then you leave it, कि अच्छा मेरी तो LinkedIn profile अभी हो गई है, I don't need to really go out and keep on doing this, then it's really not going to work the way it should for you as a platform. So that is something which I wanted to say right now. Again, I'm going to for a moment ask you guys if you have your LinkedIn IDs, जहाँ पे I can open up your LinkedIn profile, or you could tell me your names and I could search across for your LinkedIn profile IDs over here. I could probably give you some customized tips कि आप specifically आपकी LinkedIn profile ID किस तरीके से बेहतर कर सकोगे. And I'll probably check the comment section in a little bit from now, and then if there's anything which has come up, I'll probably take up those profiles as well. But having said that, how do we use LinkedIn as a platform to go out and get jobs? पहले तो LinkedIn by itself is a job portal. So LinkedIn के ऊपर यहाँ पे एक जो jobs करके section है, if you go ahead and click on that section, you can actually find out a lot of different jobs which are listed out over here. Now for me, it's showing all the jobs which are in Paris, in France, because I'm currently over here. And so it basically checks out your location and gives you. But let us go ahead and check jobs which are listed in Maharashtra right now. A lot of us right now are saying कि सर अभी तो jobs ही नहीं है, अभी तो क्या करे सर, अभी तो हमें पता नहीं opportunities मिलेंगी नहीं मिलेंगी. There are currently a whopping 73,706 jobs listed just on LinkedIn right now in Maharashtra. And not just that, you can actually go out and say कि सर इसमें तो majorly सारे internship नहीं होते, entry level नहीं होते, freshers के लिए नहीं होते, तो ये लोग ये check करते हैं. There are currently 966 internships. There are 28,000 jobs which are listed as an entry level job currently. So now take a look into this, and you will be able to get so many jobs which you can go out and apply to straight away. By the way, LinkedIn also has this feature called as LinkedIn Easy Apply. LinkedIn Easy Apply क्या होता है? Basically, you click on this, and then LinkedIn is just going to ask for your phone number, and then it's going to send across your LinkedIn profile ID to these people, to over here Madish, and you are done and dusted. You don't need to make a resume. You don't need to do all the hassles, anything else. You just need to click on Easy Apply, put in your phone number, and then you are done and dusted. You are done and dusted for the application. And a lot of these jobs are also listed as LinkedIn Easy Apply jobs. But a lot of these jobs, for example, corporate strategy, in a job which is presently there for Disney Hotstar. A lot of these jobs are the jobs which you would otherwise have not gotten up, or you would have not probably stumbled upon by visiting their websites and then doing a search over this. Something like Michael Page, something like you want to work with Upgrad. You really have all the jobs listed over here. Something like JP Morgan. You can search jobs by companies as well. So IBM, here we have something posted by IBM, and so on and so forth. Now, let us say that you want to work with some specific company. For example, let me go ahead and look for IBM itself. Here are all the jobs which are listed in IBM for entry level and internship positions. and here are all the jobs. Now these are jobs listed in Pune, and if you feel that you are someone who fits up the right skill sets, you can straight away go out and apply. And what does it also tell you over here? By the way, for the skills which you have mentioned up, it tells you how many skills are matched out of the 7 skills which are required for this job for industry consultant. I currently have 3 skills, so I can also search out jobs which are based on the skills which I have. I can also find out how many applications are there. I can also find out of all the people who work in IBM, if there are some people who have graduated from the same school or college which I have, which I'll talk about a little bit away from now. But that is one of the reasons why LinkedIn becomes an extremely powerful tool for you to do a quick job hunt over here. Let us go ahead and search for Amazon, because I think Amazon is one of the big recruiters right now. And no, I don't think I was able to find Amazon. Let us check AWS. Nope. I think sometimes this acts in a funny way, because I'm currently in Paris, right? But when you do that search on your end, you should be able to get a lot of different jobs. I'm not exactly sure if Amazon works very well with LinkedIn or not, but yes, a lot of companies, for a lot of companies, you are going to be able to get the jobs which you looking forward to. Okay, so probably not even Google. I'm going to try and search for Accenture. Let us go ahead and see if there are any jobs. I need to. Yes. Yes. So here are all the jobs which are right now listed by Accenture, Accenture for different positions, and these are all the jobs in Mumbai. I can see. Let us say that I want to work as a Salesforce developer. It is straight away going to tell me how many skills match I have. It is going to tell me what are the skills required, what are the different what are the other candidates who have applied to this job, how do they look, and so on and so forth. So it gives me a good idea about whether or not I should be able to go out and crack this job, and whether or not what are my chances of going on and making it into this job. But let us go back and let me search for a job in Pune and Mumbai, for example. Even if I'm not doing that, a good way is just to go through the jobs which are posted, and you should be also able to get a lot of idea about what are the jobs which are coming up in this post-COVID time. If you go ahead and see, we have creator artist development, content writing, content protection. We again have content writer, and we again have content writer. So a lot of jobs which are coming up in this time, content writer over here, content writer over here, are into content writing. If you go ahead and see, because what has happened, COVID-19 has pushed a lot of people to suddenly go up and start building their websites. So they need some blogs to be made up, they need a lot of content to be written up, to be posted on digital platform, to be posted across different platforms. So LinkedIn is also a tool wherein you can find out what are the next jobs which are important. LinkedIn is also a tool wherein you can go ahead and find out what are the internships which are being offered right now. And if you go ahead and see, a lot of internships are being offered into content writing. And if that is one of the skills which is in demand, why not build that skill? Why not go ahead and grab that opportunity? Why not make the most of that specific opportunity, or that specific thing which you can foresee कि अच्छा ये वाले domain में बहुत अच्छा scope है, या बहुत अच्छा chances of you getting through, so you can actually go ahead and utilize this platform in this specific manner. So that is one part related to the jobs, like how you search jobs. But that's not all. LinkedIn is not just for searching jobs. I also told you that it's also used for networking. So let us say that you as a student want to go ahead and work with Google going forward. All the companies will have their pages made up, and on those pages you should be able to find out all the employees which those companies have, and you should be able to connect with those employees and probably start talking with them. Facebook के ऊपर आप अगर किसी को भी connection request भेजोगे, they're most probably not going to accept that. But let us say that Now I'm just going to change this to Mumbai because for me it's showing everyone in Paris. So these are all the people who have either previously worked with Google or are currently working with Google. So I think if I want to go ahead and work with Google in future, it's a good idea to start reaching out to these people. It's a good idea to maybe not just start reaching out to these people. It's a good idea to go out on their profile, see what have they done, what are the skills which they have listed, what are the skills which they have for which they have landed up this job, and probably I can also start working on some similar skills, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the ways in which you can start connecting with these people. You can send them connection requests. You can ask them, talk to them, interact with them on this platform. This platform can also be used as a good tool for colleges. Let us say that you want to connect with students from IIM Ahmedabad, for example. Let us go ahead and say you can actually go out onto the page of the institute. You can click on the alumni tool over here, and then you can search across the people by the start year and the end year. So let us say that you want to connect with people who are graduating in 2022, and you will have a list of the students who have currently joined up IIM Ahmedabad, and so on and so forth. And you can start by connecting with them. So you can connect with students from IITs. You can connect with students from top engineering colleges across India, not just across India, but across the world. And then once you're connected with them, you can keep a tab. Okay, what exactly are these students doing? How are they spending their time in lockdown? Are they actually watching Money Heist and becoming a fan of Professor, or are they attending courses online? If they are attending courses online, what kind of courses are they attending online? Are they attending courses, just some random courses, or are there some specific skill sets which these guys are building? And if you are able to crack all of that part in the right manner, you should be able to leverage this this platform in the true sense. Because at the end it's going to boil down to the skills which you have. उन लोगों में ऐसे कुछ अलग से नहीं है कि उनको उतना एक एक्स्ट्रा का पैकेज या अच्छा पैकेज मिलेगा. They are same humans as you are. It's just that they have worked hard on some of the key skills. Now, if you say that you have not had the exposure, this is how you get to learn with them. This is how you get to talk with them. You can ask them for recommendations probably on how is it that your candidature can be improved, and so on and so forth. So this is again one of the ways in which LinkedIn becomes an extremely powerful tool. As far as the college is concerned, this is also something which a lot of educational institutes need to understand, that having your college listed on LinkedIn also becomes a very powerful tool, both for the college as well as like the administration, as well as for the students. For administration, if they have this listed up and they ask the students to start using LinkedIn in a very proper true sense, then the college is going to be able to track all their alumni in a real-time format. So if one of your alumni from 3 or 4 years back has now become being at some good platform right now, then you can actually keep a track of that by just clicking on your alumni tool over here and then interacting with them. At the same time, it also empowers students, because students can actually now reach out to these people. For example, I am currently studying in ESCP Business School, and I can actually go out on the page of the school, and then I can actually find a lot of people, which some of which might be of straight away relevance to me, and I can connect with them. I can tell them that I am a student from the same institute which you studied from, and then suddenly it becomes a personal connect, and the chances of me getting acknowledged increase by multiple folds. So that is something which I feel is extremely empowering, and that is something which I feel a lot of institutes can start working upon. It takes time to build a institute page, because your batches will need to pass out and gradually this tool and keep on using this tool. But believe me, it's completely worth it. And once this culture is incorporated, it becomes an extremely powerful tool, even for placements and even for job opportunities to come out in that manner. So those were almost all the points which I wanted to give across when I said how to use LinkedIn. I started by talking about how do you build your own LinkedIn profile. wherein I told you what are the key pointers which you should keep in mind. How should you be listing down your education, experience, and so on and so forth. What are the important parts to change and ensure that your profile looks good. That was one. And then I also went on and told you how to search for the people who are relevant, how to look for jobs, how to look for your alumni, and so on and so forth. And LinkedIn is really a place wherein you can find out all of the people. It's not just people related to engineering or B schools or something like that. Maybe some of you want to get into civil services. You can find out people who are IAS officers, and you can go out and connect with them. You can go out and ask them, okay, you want to have something of similar domain. I want to go out and crack civil services. Can you give me some tips? You can. That really is something which is extremely empowering. Something which you cannot do on Facebook. Something which you cannot do on Instagram as well. But not just that. Let us say that you want to get into fashion designing, and you want to find people into fashion design. Here are a lot of fashion designers. Now, for me, they are showing people from Paris area. For you guys, they'll show people from India. You can connect with people who are fashion designers. You can connect with people who are architects. What's the keyboard? Yeah, you can connect with people who are architects and so on and so forth. And you will find some of India's best, not just India's, but world's best talent who are generally active on LinkedIn. You want to be a YouTuber, go out and search for YouTubers on LinkedIn and then connect with them. And it really becomes a good, powerful tool when you start doing this and you start networking with all of these people. So that is exactly how you should be going about it. One last point before I end up this session, ki sir, I generally build up a LinkedIn profile, but a lot of times I thode hi dino baad I lose interest, and that is because I do not see anything important onto my wall when I open LinkedIn up. The major reason why that is going to happen is because, of course, you are not connected with people. Think of it in a way कि अगर आपने एक Facebook account बनाया और आपके 0 friends हैं, या 2 friends हैं, या 5 friends हैं, तो are you going to really like posting a lot of things on Facebook? You won't post a lot of photos on Facebook because your photos are not going to be seen by anyone. You won't want to go back again and again on Facebook because there's nothing for you to see. कोई एक जो आपके 2 friends हैं उन्होंने कोई हफ्ते में एक ही post किया, तो that is everything which you are going to keep on seeing, right? So you suddenly lose the interest to go on Facebook. So that is something similar which happens on LinkedIn as well. Now LinkedIn पे क्या होता है, because a lot of our friends are not extremely active and a lot of our friends are not going to keep on sharing their cool photos on this platform. It's more like more of things related to more professional things. We stand to lose interest quite quickly as compared to otherwise. So what I'm going to probably suggest you is start by building at least 500 connections. I told you who are the people you want to connect with. Go out and start connecting with those people. Go out and start searching for those people, and then reach out to them. Send them connection requests. So whenever you search out for someone over here, you get an option to send them connection request. But not just that, maybe you can go on people tab. You want to search for people who are currently working with Microsoft, for example, from India, for example. And let us say that I want to connect with the executive director for technology and cloud solutions. Then I can, or maybe say executive director for Microsoft. Now, of course, I won't say that, you start connecting straight away to the top management people. Most often than not, they're not going to accept your LinkedIn profile request. I'm going to say that start connecting with the people who have just gotten into Microsoft, probably something which is similar to your candidature. But then you can just send them a note saying that, hello, sir, I'm so and so, and I would like to connect with you because I have listened to one of your TED Talks, because I want to work in Microsoft in future. I'm currently very excited about so and so technology. I would like to learn from you, something of that sort. Add a note, send across the connection request. Most often than not, your connection requests are going to be accepted. And once you start building these networks, connection request is more like a friend request for Facebook. And once a lot of your connection requests are accepted, and once you have 500 plus odd connections, you are going to be able to, you'll have a lot of things to see on your homepage when you go out and open LinkedIn. Varna yahan pe kuch bhi nahi hoga. So once you have a lot of, for example, I myself have a lot of authors on my ID. I have a lot of my students on my ID. I have a lot of CEOs, founders on my ID, and so on and so forth. Which when I scroll through, they keep on updating about the things which they are doing, and LinkedIn acts as a platform which then goes out and tells me about how is it that people are utilizing their time for good, and how is it that I should also be working on my professional journey, my career path, and so on and so forth. So that is why utilizing this platform in this manner is extremely important. I think that was majorly those were majorly the things which I wanted to cover in this platform. I'll just end by giving you a few pointers about something which I feel is very important, and that is having a good digital presence and a very good sustainable digital presence. A lot of times, we as students, we do not understand this, that we are being tracked on social media. We live in a world wherein we leave a big digital footprint, and that digital footprint is in terms of the posts which we make on Facebook, on Instagram, and so on and so forth. So if you're using all of those platforms, I know it is kind of very important for you guys to realize you need to be very conscious. You need to consciously try and avoid controversial things. हो सकता है कि आज आपके लिए कोई एक रैंडम सी पोस्ट करना बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, but then you very oftenly come across news wherein you can see कोई बड़े कंपनी का CEO has been fired because उसने कोई 10 साल पहले ट्वीट किया था which was probably which was offending to some community, which was racist, which was separatist or something of that sort. A lot of times we kind of do not understand all of these things, and we just go ahead and start posting whatever we want on our social media feeds. I feel we as the users of digital domain right now, we need to understand all of these parts, and we need to start working on consciously having a clean social media for all of us, because that is something which is going to help you. So regardless, अगर आप LinkedIn भी कर रहे हो या Facebook भी कर रहे हो या anything that you're doing, have a clean social media for yourself. Try avoiding posting something which can come back and haunt you in the years ahead, and hamper your career trajectory. Keep it in mind, and so on and so forth. Right, so that is something which I wanted to tell across in today's session. I am going to end it over here. If you guys have any questions, you can put them across in the chat section. If not, it's over to you, Prachi.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sir, do we have a feedback link for today?
Is that a question to me, Prachi?
Yes, sir.
No, we do not have a feedback link for today.
So we'll be having it tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be having it tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. So participants, tomorrow we are having another session. So we'll be sending the feedback link to you all tomorrow, and you'll get the certificates to them only. So I'll wind up the session by a vote of thanks. On behalf of Training and Placement Cell of PVG's College of Engineering and all the students, I'd like to thank our today's expert, Mr. Ajinkya Chopade, sir. Thank you, sir, for taking out the time from your schedule and sharing the valuable information with us. I'd like to thank Professor R.K. Patel, sir, TPO of PVG's College of Engineering, for initiating the webinar series and organizing the same along with the team members. At last, I'd like to thank all the candidates for joining with us and attending this session patiently. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I absolutely.
One second, Prachi. Yeah, this is
Yes,
Ravindra
Yeah.
Patel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ajinkya sir, this is a really you conducted a very nice session, and definitely this session is going to be useful for our students. Even majority of students are participated all across India. Some of them from Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and really you conducted very nice one. And even parallelly, I was looking my LinkedIn profile also, that, what sort of things loopholes are there so to avoid and get the best performance over there. And really, it was very nice and definitely going to be useful for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to having a fantastic session tomorrow as well.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will be looking for the same.
Yes, yes. And
All
for
right.
everyone who has been attending this session, you can probably connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm open for connections. You could send across a connection request to me on LinkedIn, and I would if you have any other questions apart from everything which we discussed today, you could also send those questions to me over there, and I would be very happy to answer those questions over there.
Thank you, sir.
So that's it from my side, guys.
Thank
Have a very good.
Okay, thanks.
you. Good,
Thanks.
and thanks for all the participants.